Hello, my name is Imari Havard. I am the co-founder of Timeless Brands and the founder of PlayDate USA. You guys may be asking yourselves, who is this guy and why is he talking to us? I'm talking to you about something very simple today. It's called brand and branding. Familiar term? I've heard that before. Advertising, marketing, politics, religion, food, fashion, everything you can think of has something in common. Somebody tell me what that is. They all have a brand. I believe that when you become a brand representative, you have to understand at the very core of what you're doing, who it's for, why you're doing it, and how you're doing it. If you don't know what a brand is, then you really are just there without purpose. Understanding a brand means understanding where they come from, what they're needed for, and why people use brands to push their own initiatives. You're asking yourselves, well, what do I know about a brand? I know a little bit about a brand because brands are created. And I created a brand years ago called PlayDate. PlayDate was something that was developed based on a need. And as my team and I looked at that need and decided to develop a brand, we kept in mind that that brand was going to be the success model or the failure model for what we did. I'm going to show you a quick video. This video is designed to give you an example of what happened when we built this brand called PlayDate.
Playdates aren't just for children these days. In a slumping economy, one company is broadening the appeal of fun and games and inviting bigger kids at heart.
Back in the day game, it feels good to play it again.
PlayDate really gives adults an opportunity just to put their adult problems on the shelf for a moment and play like they're a kid again.
An Atlanta company has created a unique formula for an alternative to adult nightlife. PlayDate started a few years ago, and organizers say they went from 85 attendees to more than 400. They attribute the success partly to people looking for low-cost entertainment during tough times. And venues have now popped up in nearly 20 states with signature games like Monopoly, Scrabble, Jenga, to name a few.
Times are tough right now, and people are looking for outlets to say, hey, I just don't want to worry about the things that are happening Monday through Friday.
No, you didn't do that! That's not fair!
Yeah!
At a PlayDate event, organizers say gamers get a chance to enjoy the coziness of having close friends in a comfortable environment and still have the high energy you find in a nightclub, but not at club prices.
Across the country, PlayDate is only a $10 event.
It was really inexpensive, if you consider it to a club or going out.
Normally, you use this and you see the hands, the foot, and the nice little colors. At PlayDate Atlanta, we do that.
The clubs are usually very expensive to get into. Then you have to pay for food, you have to pay for drinks, and it gets really up there, plus the parking outside too. And that right now, it's like not feasible for many people, including me.
Across the board, people here are finding an adult playdate a more affordable way to find their inner child. Frederica Whitfield, CNN, Atlanta.
So that's coverage that CNN did on PlayDate some years ago. The success model that I referred to earlier wasn't necessarily about creating a brand and it just became successful. It was about tapping into the consumer and their need. We believe that branding, being a brand representative and understanding branding, has a lot to do with the consumer, has a lot to do with the people receiving that brand. So let's ask ourselves this question. What is a brand? Can anyone name some major brands or brands that come to mind that when you think of a successful brand? Coca-Cola, Nike, Ford, Hasbro, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, everything else out there, from Target to Macy's to Lamborghini, you think of successful brands. But there is a difference. One of the things we're going to do today is help you define exactly what a brand is. There are 3 steps that we want you to know about, 3 steps to understanding what brands are and how to have effective brand representation. The first step is real simple. Understand the brand that you represent. You have to understand the brand that you represent. If you view the Republican Party as a brand, you have to understand that brand. If you view cotton, if you view anything as a brand and you're representing it, you should understand that brand before you go out and become a brand representative. The second part, clearly define and understand your personal brand. Do you know that you have a personal brand? Whether it's developed or not, we don't know. But you do own a personal brand. Everybody in here, everybody viewing this, you have to understand your personal brand isn't your personality. It is how the public views you. Okay? And then connect your personal brand with the brands you represent. So it's really simple. Understanding the brands that you are going to represent, understanding your personal brand, and then making a connection between your personal brand and the brands that you represent. We're going to teach you how to do that effectively. It is about tapping into your own resources, your own personality, your own talents, and finding where they lie inside the brands that you represent. Now, one thing that we're going to talk about is the definition of branding. Most people think they know the definition. It's like, oh, it's just it's a logo. Partially, right? Oh, it's something that I recognize. The true definition to a brand is when you create a unique name and image or logo for a product in the consumer's mind. It's that simple. That's one piece of it. It's creating something that's recognizable. Okay? Now, the deeper part of branding is establishing a significant and differentiated presence in the market that attracts and retains loyal customers. Have you guys ever had Fruit Loops by Kellogg, right? Have you guys ever had Fruity Loops by ABC Distributor? They taste similar, but they're a little different. People tend to pay more for a brand that they recognize and connect with. Maybe the same product in the box, but Fruity Loops and Fruit Loops are different. There's an established brand behind that because of the connective tissue between the consumer and the product or service. So that second part is important. When you establish something significant in the marketplace that attracts people to your brand, that's when you are on the track for success. Now, you may ask yourself as a brand representative, why is that important to me? Well, when you get a phone call or an opportunity to go represent Nike, you jump at it. Why is that? Because you know people recognize Nike, and you want to be associated with a very successful brand, right? So just as much as you would love to be a part of the Rolls-Royce team that is doing a very big activation in Dubai, and you want to be a part of that, Rolls-Royce is looking for brand representatives that they can be proud of as well. So it's not just the successful brands, it's the representatives of that brand that uphold it. We have seen brand ambassadors, showroom specialists, brand specialists, all take the opportunity to represent very successful brands and blow it. And how do they blow it? Because they don't understand the brand. If you were going to represent Rolls-Royce of Los Angeles at an activation, and they had a target demographic of very wealthy people that were coming out to test drive some of their vehicles and maybe buy a Rolls Royce or two while they're there. What would you wear? Would anybody wear jeans? No? Why not? Over half of the billionaires in the United States all wear jeans on a regular basis. Why wouldn't you wear jeans? Bill Gates wears jeans. Zuckerberg. Everybody wears jeans, T-shirts. They make plenty of money and they can afford a Rolls Royce. But why wouldn't you wear a pair of jeans if you were representing Rolls Royce of Los Angeles? The image, the brand image. And you understanding that brand automatically puts you in position to say, this is what I believe the brand is. The brand dictates how they are to be viewed. So while we know if you wear blue jeans, can you afford a Rolls Royce? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on who the person is. But the brand says, if I'm trying to sell you a Rolls Royce, you need to see the Armani suit that I would use to get in the Rolls Royce. You need to see the Rolex watch that complements the steering wheel in the Rolls Royce. So the brands that are building their reputation are lending you the strength that they put behind their brand. They're giving that to you as a brand representative. If they say, young lady, we need you to convince these people that we're friendly, but you don't smile, then you're not being an effective brand representative. But if you know that we sell Happy Meals and that's our signature product, but you don't smile, why would I hire you? You don't understand my brand and I can't entrust you with that brand. So it's more than just the logo. It's more than just an opportunity. It's understanding the brand and how your personal branding ties to that brand. So we've gone a little deeper into understanding what the brand is. Let's talk a little bit about this. There are some of those names and brands that we've talked about earlier. Coca-Cola, Chick-fil-A, Nike, Google, Kleenex, Uber, Pampers, T-Mobile, McDonald's. Most of those may look familiar to you. They should, because a lot of time, money, and effort went into establishing those brands. They're all reputable, international brands. Now, something that we've taken a look at is that there are layers to a brand. There's an experienced, reliable brand, and there's also innovative industry identifiers. Now I have you confused, because at first, all those pretty much look the same, don't they? So what's an experienced, reliable brand versus an innovative industry identifier? I'm going to show you. Everybody see those brands? Those brands that are left. Anything different about those brands? They're all reputable. If I said, I'm hungry, I want to go to a fast food restaurant, where do I go? McDonald's? Burger King? Wendy's? A lot of reputable brands in that industry, but I'm just looking for fast food. So now the advertising, the marketing, the money, the machine behind those brands dictate who's going to decide between a Big Mac or a Whopper, okay? But if I'm going to the store because I have a cold and I need to wipe my nose on a regular basis, I'm going to get a Kleenex because I equate Kleenex with tissue. I just think of it that way. Having a baby? Oh man, let me go buy some Pampers. You mean diapers? What are diapers? You mean Pampers? I need to do some ride sharing. There's this new product that just came out not long ago where I don't have to get in a taxi, which a taxi is actually used to describe a vehicle. But if I want to get over there and not drive myself and save some money, I think I'll take an Uber. Really? Why not Lyft? Why not public transportation, other options? Oh, because it's an Uber, right? The strongest brand, innovative market leaders make a difference. Now, here's a good one for me. Most of the information that I receive comes from this thing called the internet, okay? If I go on the internet and I need to find some information, what do? I Google it. Interesting. Is that a verb or is that a brand? Google has made a very, very innovative and strong impact on the entire world because people refer to Googling, which is one of the weirdest sounding words I have ever heard, Googling as searching for information. You can say, oh, you don't know? Well, just go Google it. Oh, yeah, I found that on Google. Google has become one of the strongest brands in the world by creating something that was needed. Now, there are other search engines out there. If you didn't know, you can Yahoo it. Has anybody Yahooed anything in a while? No? You've Googled it. Those are the kind of innovative industry brands that are looking for people just like you to be as impactful to the people that support those brands. So we're talking about understanding brands now. We're not talking about just going to work. We're talking about your position as a representative of a company that has made this kind of impact on the world and on the economy and on society. You become a part of that the moment you put that logo on your shirt. The moment you stand in front of people and say, Google has a new product coming out. Great. I believe in that brand. Now you have to sell it to me because Google can't be everywhere to sell it, so they're looking for brand representatives. If you don't understand the brand, you can let down that company, that opportunity can go away, and you cannot be successful in this industry if you don't understand brands.